Good morning, readers. Today we are talking about skimming and scanning through our books. Go ahead and get out your reading, learning, intention sheet. Fill in the date, the book you think you'll be reading, and today as a reader I am working on skimming books for information. Readers, there are times when we are looking for a book and we're not able to find one on the topic that we have chosen. Or we may think that we have read all the books that are on our topic. However, it's really important that we look through all the books for information on our topic. Before discarding a book or moving on to another book, it's really important that we look through it to see if it has any information that we can use. We can do that by using the table of contents, the index, or by paging through the book to see if it has any information that we're interested in. We're going to practice this with this book, Life at Ellis Island. Let's say that my topic is German immigration, and this is the book that I have come across. Now, it doesn't appear to be about German immigrants, but I'm going to take a look at the table of contents, and I'm going to see if there's anything here that makes me think it might have information about German immigrants. Going to America, leaving home, across the ocean, America, Ellis Island. As I'm looking through these, I'm not seeing anything specific to German immigrants. So then I'm going to go to the index, and as I look at the index, I can see that right on the index it does say Germany, and that leads me to believe that there's going to be information about German immigrants. So I'm going to go to page 6 and 7 and read. Readers, this page is about leaving home. And it says, in many countries, people were so poor that they could not feed their children. In other countries, people were punished because of their religions. Millions of these people heard stories about the United States. In the United States, people could practice a religion without fear. If they worked hard, one day they could buy a house and send their children to college. Readers, I notice that that doesn't say anything about German immigrants, but if I look over here at this caption, it does say something about German immigrants. These people are leaving Germany and going to the United States. They crowd into a steamship. They probably do not understand English. They probably have little money. So that's about this photo right here. Now I'm going to look at page 7, because the index also said page 7. I'm going to look over at this text box to the side, where they came from. The years 1892 to 1924 saw the largest movement of people in modern history. More than 1 million people came to the United States from Italy and Russia. More than 500,000 people came from Hungary, Austria, Germany, England, and Ireland. More than 100,000 people came from France, Poland, Sweden, Greece, Norway, the Ottoman Empire, Scotland, and the West Indies and Portugal. So readers, right here, this second bullet point is something that I could take a note on because it has information about German immigrants. So even though this book wasn't all about German immigration, it did have a small amount of information in it about German immigrants. Readers, now we're going to give this a try with the Immigrant Kids book that many of you have been reading. Now, let's say I have this book and I'm looking for information on Ellis Island. Immigrant Kids does not have a table of contents, however, it does have an index. I want you to take a minute and look at this index and see if you think that this book has any information on Ellis Island. If you see something, give me a thumb up. Readers, I hope that you noticed that Ellis Island is on page 7, pages 9 through 14, 10 and 11, and then it talks about the ferry to Manhattan from Ellis Island on page 14. Let's take a peek at some of those pages. Readers, on this page, it has information about Ellis Island and a person's experience there. But the journey was not over yet. Before they could be admitted to the United States, immigrants had to pass through Ellis Island, which became the nation's chief immigrant processing center in 1892. There they would be questioned and examined. Those who could not pass all the exams would be detained. Some would be sent back to Europe, and so their arrival in America was filled with great anxiety. Among the immigrants, Ellis Island was known as Heartbreak Island. Readers, this paragraph right here has great information that I definitely would want to take a note on. Now let's read this next page. If you hear something about Ellis Island that you think I would want to take a note if that were my topic, give me a thumb up. Filing into an enormous inspection hall, the immigrants formed long lines separated by iron railings that made the hall look like a great maze. Now the examinations began. First, the immigrants were examined by 2 doctors of the United States Health Service. One doctor looked for physical and mental abnormalities. When a case aroused suspicion, the immigrants received a chalk mark on the right shoulder for further inspection. L for lameness, H for heart, X for mental defects, and so on. The second doctor watched for contagious and infectious diseases. He looked specifically for infections of the scalp and at the eyelids for symptoms of trachoma, a blinding disease. Since trachoma caused more than half of all medical detentions, this doctor was greatly feared. He stood directly in the immigrant's path. With a swift movement, he would grab the immigrant's eyelid, pull it up, and peer beneath it. If all was well, the immigrant was passed on. Readers, share with your partner what you think you would take a note on from this page if you were studying Ellis Island. Readers, today you're going to read, of course, and you are going to skim all books for information on your topic. Don't discard a book just because it doesn't necessarily have a title that leads you to believe it has information about your topic. Let's make it a great reading day.